Hi everyone, so we're here with Mr. P today and we're really lucky to have Erin Stevens, Master Farrier, with us today to have a look at his feet. Hi Erin, thanks for coming. Can you just start by telling us a bit about yourself and your business?
Great, yes, I'm Erin the Farrier. I've been in the Farrier game now for nearly 25 years and obviously have an interest in therapeutic work and a very strong welfare-based business. So I'm interested in rehabbing horses. What can I say here today? So I've been invited here to look at Mr. P suffering a superficial flexor strain or possible lesion. We'll get the information exactly when the ultrasound happens. So we're wanting to set the wheels in motion for our treatment plan going forward. So today is just a matter of a hoof assessment. Here's a little bit footsore on gravel.
Yeah? Absolutely, yep.
So protection's certainly on the cards today. And being early in the treatment plan, he's not going to be asked to do too much, is he? So we can...
So just hand walking at the moment. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about what you're looking at with his feet? So the types of things you're seeing and then what we might want to address with that.
So we haven't got podiatry x-rays to accompany. It's just going to be external evaluation today. And just looking at him today, we've got kind of a short dorsal wall length. The feet are showing some splaying and so forth. So they're demonstrating they're weak. Underneath, the sole's flat and pliable to thumb pressure. We're lacking some more thickness where the old racing nails were. So providing protection, improving wall thickness and mass will help his soundness. And then we've got to think about his suspensory issue, superficial flexor rather, issue, and what might work for that. Now, there are contradicting treatment plans, and as we get the ultrasounds, we'll be guided by that a little bit to what he prefers, whether it's a little bit of heel elevation or heel support, or whether it's the opposite. It can be a little bit both ways. So this time we'll just aim around balancing around center of rotation and providing protection. And then at that 4-week mark, we'll probably head into our shoeing plan.
Fantastic.
So today, just going to provide protection through an orthopedic cast, delta cast today. And that obviously stops any hoof wear. It provides some protection from external insult by 6 to 8 millimeters of ground protection, and it binds to his heels and is open, so it biomimics the natural hoof function, and you should find that very comfortable, and it'll grow sole and wall. And then next time we'll have plenty of options at hand. Sure, we could nail him up today, but we might. I feel that might be just a nice sympathetic approach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Thanks. I'm just defining the back of the foot, removing that periople at the heel buttress there, so I've got somewhere nice to glue to. We'll preserve the heel height that's there. Your electric balance looks nice. Now, so we can see we've just got no ground clearance. We've got the circumflex artery running across the sole there. That feeds the corium of the sole that grows all that helpful sole. And that's, if that's getting compression, it can't do its job and grow foot. So we need to... I'm a big believer in the wall being the primary weight-bearing structure. So let's give it its job back. So I'm just looking at external reference points to sort of get an idea where his anatomy lies underneath. and what type of trim or shoe will help him the most, So we want heel height, but of course, as the heels get longer, they become more forward, and then they get leverage and want to collapse, which we don't want. We can get bruising in here. I'm not seeing any bruising in the cedar corn. I think I might just take them down a touch more to bring them back. When we think about our widest part of the foot, is a reference point we can use. And we've sort of got 2/3 in front, 1/3 behind, which would, as that foot grows forward, it's going to increase deep digital flexor strain and things like that. So, and broken back hoof pass and alignment. So we can affect that a little bit by just bringing that toe back a little bit more with our trim. And that's certainly going to come into play. We have our podiatry x-rays, and when we go into a shoeing plan, we can build a shoe that accommodates that, if that's really how he is. Not that happy on the stand. That's just putting a bit of pressure on that superficial, I'd say. Yeah. So we're using acrylic to hold the cast in place, and the acrylic bonds to whatever it touches, whether that be moisture or hoof, and we want it to bond to hoof, not moisture. A little bit of fungal issue activity, so we should treat that as well before we put the cast on. Okay, so we're thinking about setting our feet up for next shoeing. I can just a bit of hydrogen peroxide while I get ready with the cast. Have a little fizz. And then some zinc will go over that.
What does the zinc do?
I think it creates an environment that the fungal activity doesn't want to exist in. Look at there, mate. Tea tree works as well. It's quite nice. Okay. Okay, good boy. There we go. It's just a polyester bandage with a resin that's activated by oxygen and water. It sets hard.
That's similar to a casting in humans. Yeah.
I discovered it when my son broke his arm, and he got this cast and tracked it down. And I find it's just a bit nicer. It conforms to tight corners and radiuses a bit nicer than the fiberglass bandage.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite last as long as the fiberglass, perhaps a week less. boy. So I'm just creating a little cast horseshoe. Yeah. Good boy. Set up for the offside front, the near side front rather. Massage the rhythm through. Good boy. This is a traditional exhausted thoroughbred foot that we see. You can see it's just lacking mass in the back half of the foot. Really soft. You know, and when that back half of the foot's got half the weight bearing duties, it just can't do its job, you know. So that the angles deteriorate over time, the joints articulate in a less than ideal plane, and we can have our soft tissue injuries later in life or at the end of shoeing cycles. So it's something to be addressed early on. Sort of the haunch was being with it, fella, with it.
You star.
Sort of the haunch was being nice and straight. They're actually rolling over, you know, and then that would be creating pressure in that cedar corn area, which is not ideal. So really we'll have to sacrifice a little bit of heel height to get back to straight horn tubule rather than having that horn rolling over. But this saw can't cut in, you know,
Yeah.
but it can cut the calf.
We'd have used those as a physio.
Can't have the cast going over coronary band. It can happen when we're casting. We just trim it away with our knife carefully. I believe it can be right up to the coronary band because tomorrow it's going to be further away. But if it's on it over the first 3 or 4 days, you could have a pressure sore. Yeah, I guess in theory. I haven't seen it. And it's certainly a risk with full casting. Just some hoof freeze. We know his soles are thin and the ground's wet, so that's nice little toughening treatment. Reduce the exfoliation through killing the bacteria so that the sole lasts longer. Okay, so we've finished our casting for protection, and you can see we've established some sole depth there, perhaps 10 millimeters. Nice hard protection, and it still mimics natural hoof function. So we'll just get beautiful, consistent wall growth, same heel to toe. We'll have sole protection, sole growth, a little bit of hoof freeze there to kick that sole on right now. And then with 5 or 10 millimeters of growth, or 5 perhaps in 4 weeks, we'll have a nice base for our therapeutic shoeing approach with our podiatry x-rays and ultrasound as evidence to start a plan.
That's it.
If his feet are looking really good, the cast can come off and he could actually continue barefoot for another couple of months if that's where his treatment plan is. So we've got our options are open. We can go shoeing, or we could cast this another time. We could go barefoot if his comfort levels are there and his sole depth's there. Alrighty.
Cool.